Hello everyone. I had actually just wanted to make a video kind of talking about the reasons why I am currently planning on leaving the US, and not even really the reasons why, because I feel like the reason why doesn't really matter so much as all the effort that it's taking to actually get it actually done. But you know, in order to stay with theme, I will just say I grew up in Germany as a child. My dad was in the military, so I was there from probably first grade till about fifth or sixth grade. And I don't know if maybe that's the reason why it's kind of always felt like home to me to like be in Germany. I've gone back and visited it several times as an adult, and I don't know, every time when I'm there, it's just like, I feel like, oh, this is where I'm meant to be. And I will say, I used to have like a distaste for the US, which I feel like I will say during during this lockdown period or pandemic, I do feel like that has definitely changed in a big way. Because during this time, I had got laid off from my job, which turned out to actually be a blessing in disguise, because through getting laid off, I was able to get like severance, which before I was planning on actually just quitting my job and going overseas. And when at that time I had no plan. Like my whole life I've been trying to like figure out what is my purpose, like what should I do with my life, which is also why I never got like a bachelor's, because committing to 4 years for something that I wasn't even sure that I was passionate about seemed and it's so much money. Like, it costs so much money, as you guys know, to go back to school. So to spend all of that money and not be positive that that's what I actually wanted to go to school for was, you know. So basically, getting back, initially my plan was to quit my job, go to Germany. You have, as a US citizen, you have like kind of 90 days to be there as a visitor. I was going to try to figure out what I was going to do from there. I was hoping that like I would just be enlightened and it would just come to me and I would just figure it out. But then, you know, the world happened and the pandemic happened and we went into lockdown and borders were closed, and then I was laid off from my job. And so basically, after I was laid off from my job, since I had already given up my apartment because I had been planning on leaving the country, I was back at my parents' house. And so after being there for about a month, I was like, no, I cannot live with my parents, because I'm pretty sure everyone knows that once you grow up and you leave your parents' house, it's really, really hard to go back and be in that environment again. I had actually called up my ex-boyfriend who lived in Texas and ended up coming out to visit him for a while. And then I also, in that time, we did some traveling together. I did some traveling by myself. I did a road trip around the US and really just realized how beautiful it is. Now I really understand so much more why people do want to come here, because it is absolutely gorgeous. I went through Wyoming, which was, I had never even thought about going to Wyoming. It was beautiful. I went to Idaho, another place I had never thought I would go to. That was amazing. Nevada, you know, Grand Canyon, Arizona. I mean, I just did a lot, and I really developed an appreciation and like a gratitude for basically like in the country that I lived. But another thing that I also realized is I kind of got a little bit clearer on what my plan was to do in like what I wanted to do, and like how I was going to make this dream come to fruition. And it's really funny because in that time I have tried, in this quarantine, I've tried so many things. I've tried knitting, because I saw that on Craftsies, and I was like, oh, I would like to knit. I mean, I'm still knitting, so I am still doing it, but I had thought like, oh, this is going to be my business. I started quilting. I did embroidery. I got all the stuff for punch needle embroidery. I still haven't tried it, because when I had tried it based off the kit, I wasn't able to get the yarn to actually stay in the material, so it was kind of a headache. I've also took some life coaching courses, which I still may go back and revisit because I actually did really like that a lot. I re-enrolled for university, even though I wasn't quite sure, but I was like, okay, I'll just do something that's in the technology. That way I could at least work anywhere, and I could work remotely, and I could have a better chance of getting to Germany. Or getting to anywhere, like living anywhere, because I could work remotely. I also decided, oh, I'm going to try to do YouTube, which was like huge for me because it's not very easy for me to put myself out there. I do not even do YouTube or, wait, what is it? I don't do Facebook Live. I don't do Instagram Live because I don't like hearing my voice played back. But the reason why I decided to do this is because I feel like every time I watch YouTube videos all the time. And every time when I watch them, I always see people who are like, oh, you know, I had this basically high paying, really impressive, like highly educated job, and I just got tired of it, and I decided I was gonna like leave the country and go. Or, you know, just like basically people who are super educated who or had really high paying job where they could save a lot of money and then they left. And I feel like I never really saw anybody that was like me that I felt like I could really relate to, because I have an associate's degree and I have a certificate in massage therapy. And basically every time when I've gone on a trip, I've had to work several jobs. Like currently I'm working 2 jobs. So I've always had to work really, really hard to say, like, with multiple, and not that those people aren't working, because they are working really hard, and they also went the extra step of going to school and working even harder and doing that. But I just wanted to make this channel for people who may be like me, who have like basically regular crappy jobs that don't pay well, and are tired of that life and want maybe something better, want to go somewhere else, want to try something new and just see. So who knows, hopefully it'll be successful and I will go there and I will thrive. But I kind of wanted to make a video like kind of documenting that journey and what I'm doing. Like I sold my car like last week. I'm trying to downsize and get rid of everything, which is a lot, because like I said, I've developed all of these new, not even developed, but I've acquired all these new crafts. So now I have a sewing machine. I have, like, over here, you can't see it, maybe I'll show a little video. I have a stack of materials for quilting. I have a bag full of yarn. And so now I'm like, okay, now I'm supposed to be leaving the country next month, and I'm trying to figure out, how do I bring all this stuff? How do I get rid of stuff? How do I downsize? How do I make this work? I just kind of wanted to make a video for people who are basically maybe like me, who are trying to figure it out, who maybe don't know or don't think that it's possible for them. I'm hoping through this experience I can show you that it is possible for you, or like at least that maybe you should even try, because the journey, even if it maybe doesn't work out in the end, the journey to get there while you're on it is still, you know, worth it as well. So yeah, I think that is basically all that I wanted to say with this video. I really love traveling. I love being there. It feels like home, so I kind of want to explore that a little bit more. And yeah, I think that's everything for that. Well, I think that about wraps up everything. Bye.